Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back KS family. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin currently down 3.41% to 42,523. Ethereum down 3.96% to 2840. From my 30 plus years in financial markets, I explain the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth in the process. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. Thank you for being part of our extended global family. I appreciate you being here. If you're going through a life pullback at the moment, please know that our community's love and healing thoughts are with you. There's always hope. The sun will come out again, and you're not alone. Crypto technical analysts scientifically track investor attention. They have a 5-step methodology. They put the foundations in correctly. They mark the charts up. They know the DNA of the charts, the price action that they're looking at. And why do we look at price action? Why don't we just throw our money at a project? Because reality is the price. Promises are promises, but the price tells the truth. Then we look at outside trends. We check the stock markets, world events, collect probabilities. Then we look inside the crypto market to know that opportunities reset daily. We find the market's focus and enhance our pattern recognition. Then we get our focus right and master our professional view of the market. We master fear and also approach money in a neutral perspective. We know the riches are very flashy, wealth is very quiet. People who want to throw money around often do so to impress other people. We're not about that. We're all about doing good in the world. Also, many people have a negative association with money. Money is simply a neutral form of energy. Good people do good things with money. Bad people do bad things with money. Understanding the hidden rules of wealth and mastery of wealth is what real wealth is all about. That's why it's critical to do before we do the trigger section, which is buying and selling. Most people new to the crypto market simply want to say, where do I buy? Where do I sell? If you're asking that question, you're already in trouble. You need the knowledge. I created the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass to share my 3 decades plus inside financial markets. The link to the masterclass is inside the description of this video, but you can come along to www.cryptotechnicalanalysis.org and have a look for yourself. The CTKS ambassadors, that's the highest honor in crypto technical analysis. CTKS ambassadors have shown their dedication and commitment to crypto technical analysis in all its facets, especially the real wealth aspects of integrity, decency, and kindness. Why is integrity important? It's vitally important. Without integrity, people misrepresent charts when they share them with others. What about decency? Decency is critical. Without decency, people con other people. Integrity, decency, kindness. What is kindness about? It's about caring for other people. The CTKS ambassadors, when you contact them on Twitter, can also give you 80% off the masterclass cost. When looking externally at the market, we've got to get crypto in perspective. Cryptocurrencies are very, very small in terms of market size, around 2 trillion, compared to the stock market and the bond market, 120 trillion and at 124 trillion respectively. We have to bear in mind all markets are interrelated. I'll seek to give you the understanding of these 8 charts. When we look into the US market, we have seen increasing levels of fear. This is really quite unusual. The VIX, the fear gauge of the US market, tends to spike up and then retrace, spike and retrace, but it doesn't tend to do what we're seeing right now. There's a lot of fear inside the market. When there's increased fear, what happens? Prices are put under pressure. Exactly what we see inside the crypto market. We can see fear going up and up and up. This is not a good sign. Economic confidence. We can see economic confidence as displayed through the NASDAQ 100, still under resistance. We can see the break-even inflation rate just literally going parabolically up the wall. And what's the relationship between inflation and Bitcoin? Bitcoin's fingerprint is in blue on this background of all of these 8 charts. What we actually see is a very nice association, a very good positive correlation between the inflation rate and Bitcoin. We had some divergence recently, but that was because of a lot of different things. What we actually see when the inflation rate goes up, that is good for Bitcoin, because what is getting inflated away or eroded, it's fiat currency. It's basically central bank currency. Bitcoin is a solution for that. That's why inflation is positive for crypto. I put the inflation rate here because people were saying, how does oil impact the inflation rate? You can see them, for example, this big move up in oil prices. And why is this happening? It's happening because of Russia. Vladimir Putin's war on Ukraine has pushed the price of oil up exponentially just recently. And we've seen this fear, the fear gauge. And then if we look across to the price of gold, we've seen the price of gold come up and up and up. This is all about geopolitical risk. When gold goes up, things are getting risky out there. When gold comes down, people are feeling more confident about things. What about demand for the US dollar? We've seen increased demand for the US dollar. What about bond prices? They spiked recently. They literally went exponential. They've retraced a bit, but this is still not good. This is showing that a lot of smart money investors are thinking that the markets could be risky. They're wanting to get into bonds. We see a little bit of divergence here. Bond yields and bond prices move in opposite directions. They inverse each other. We've seen when bond prices went straight up the wall, bond yields came down. We've seen a retracement here to support in terms of bond prices and to resistance in terms of bond yields. When risk is on, bond yields go up. When economic concern is reigning, bond prices go up. And we want to interpret all this through the lens of crypto. That's why I've put Bitcoin's fingerprint underneath all of these charts. A lot of different influencers always talk about, for example, bond prices or bond yields or fear or whatever they talk about, but they don't overlay Bitcoin. I think this is a really, really big mistake. I think you need to see it. For example, how do various things actually relate to Bitcoin just in front of you? One thing the CTKS Masterclass excels at is setting your psychology correctly. Rule 570, psychology sets profitability. A lot of people inside the crypto market and inside any financial market just think it's a question of when to buy or when to sell, but that is not easy. Unfortunately, there are a lot of hidden rules. KS zone analysis, these are the 4 stages that all investors and traders progress through to become consistently profitable and attain real wealth. How to lose money. Losing money is always related to wanting certainty out of the market, either positive or negative. That's why people in the panic zone and the blame zone, they unfortunately lose money because they don't know the rules. In zone 3, we know the rules. We actually disband certainty and we focus on probability. With knowledge and skills and patience, there is a way to make money consistently, but you must have patience. When people inside zone 3 actually do a purchase, they buy on red. When people do a purchase in the panic and the blame zone, they buy on green, and they typically light switch in. This is a very, very dangerous thing to do, but people are not taught any better. There is always negative news that exists in the market, and there is always positive news that exists as well. Please, no matter what you do, don't light switch in and out of positions. Never go all in or all out. Rule 217, no stock market can escape the US's gravity. When we see the US stock market come down, it will literally drag practically every single stock market index down with it. This is really important to understand. About 1% will escape. It's just like Bitcoin's gravity, but there is a gravity that plays out on multiple levels. We can see that the Russian market, the MOEX, is still offline. Vladimir Putin is just not confident to open it and has put capital restriction controls on foreigners and his own countrymen and women for the removal of funds. That's actually seen the interest rate go from 9% to 20%. Basically, Russia's economy is under severe pressure because of economic sanctions, and I believe rightfully so. We don't want a world full of war, and we need to do something to actually slow or stop this very, very insidious thing that we call war. I thought it'd be good to do a little bit of a thought experiment. Let's look at the four major indexes in the US market: the Nasdaq, the Dow, the Russell, and the S&P. They're all in green. And then we can look to the UK, to the FTSE, Australia's ASX, Japan's Nikkei, France's CAC 40, China Composite, Russia's MOEX, and Switzerland's SMI. What we see is all of these markets tend to move together, especially when we get market retraces. This is really important to understand. It's the retracing that we're trying to figure out, because when markets retrace, Bitcoin will retrace much, much more because it's quite a risky asset. So we really need to pay attention to the markets. I want to draw your attention to this white line. That's the MOEX. As we go forward in time, what actually happens? Look at the MOEX. It's just literally fallen through the floor. And this is what the result is of global sanctions on a specific economy. When there is an economic downturn, not even currencies escape the force. We can see Bitcoin in the turndown here in March of 2020. But the Russian ruble against the US dollar, against the euro, against the Japanese yen, against the Great British pound, the CNY, the CHF, and the AUD, you can see basically it's just fallen off a cliff. When the major market indexes sell off, everything sells off. That's why we have Rule 225. Bitcoin cannot escape the stock market's gravity. With this in mind, let's overlay the Nasdaq 100 with Bitcoin's price action. We can certainly see a degree of directional correlation occurring here. A little bit of a different one. We had a much over exaggerated move up in Bitcoin, but it did hit a resistance level, and we saw that there was not a perfect relationship, and there never is. This is the thing to always understand. Things phase in and phase out of cooperation with each other. We do notice that the Nasdaq is on the way down. What's happening with Bitcoin? It's on the way down too. What do you think, for all the bulls and bears out there, what do you think the price of Bitcoin is going to, for example, in the next 24 hours? Please let me know in the comments. Maybe to make it a little bit easier, would the bears think that we're coming down to 39,192 and the bulls think we're coming up to 45,092? You can just put bear or bull in the comments if you like. Bitcoin is currently trading at $41,719. One potential reason that we saw such a big move upwards, and there are multiple reasons, there's never just one. We've seen the shorts come into the market when they expected further downward prices, but then the shorts were liquidated. They've come out of the market. That could have precipitated this upward movement. It may not be fully responsible for it, but just kickstarting it in the direction is all we need in crypto. Just zooming out a little bit, we can see that we've got a fairly nice support line coming up to the $38,004 level. We're just keeping our eye on this. We could get a retrace in Bitcoin down there or down partially towards there. Bitcoin has been showing some good price action recently. There is a lot of global panic in the markets at the moment, but I just wanted to let you know that I am participating in buying this particular pullback. One of the behaviors of Zone 3, investing and trading, is to look at a market like this and actually lean into it. Not just going all in one level, but actually graduating or leaning in, buying at multiple support levels down. Professional traders and investors, and we know all investors become traders anytime they buy or sell. So investors should know how to trade because they're doing it anyway. We look at a red like this. This is a discount. It's like when we go to the supermarket, we want something that's on sale. We don't want to pay full price. Unfortunately, because of certainty, people want to buy on the green, and this usually gets them wrecked because price is always moving in a wave. Turning to the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, we can see that there has been a lot of fear in the market. Fear cannot live forever in the market. It's often replaced by optimism, but there needs to be macroeconomic driving forces behind that as well, because it's just regular people putting their money in. If you can think about institutions taking regular people's money and playing with it, the regular people still need to give the institutions that money to play with. And if everybody gets freaked out by the market, those people will withdraw their money. What we saw is a big jump up in optimism, but because we understand the professional mindset, the smart money mindset, we didn't go all in and more at the top of this. We said there's a lot of resistance. What happens when we have resistance? Prices are pushed backwards. What's happening in the global market? We know there's a lot of uncertainty globally. The probability was for a retracement. We never know how far down it will go. So that's why we participate in the process, buying at levels of support below and just waiting for price to come to us. We never go all in and more. Doing that kind of behavior will blow your account up. Please don't do it. The other thing that we don't do, simply because we don't need to in crypto, is leverage trade. Friends don't let friends leverage trade, and we certainly don't do that inside our global KS family. What we actually do is that we know the crypto is already geared. People use gearing in the stock market and Forex because they get 1 or 2 or 3 cent moves or fraction of a cent moves, pips. That's not what happens in crypto. We can have very, very substantial moves. Thousands and thousands of dollars in a single move on, for example, Bitcoin, dollars on other ones. That is why we don't touch leverage trading. Leverage trading, even hedge positions, do not work in crypto. It's such a fast-moving market. People can have their accounts wiped out in a single 15-minute block because price comes up and goes down just in the wrong direction. Instead of getting protected by a hedge, they actually get wiped out by it. If you're shorting the market, please be careful. And we can see even in shorts, shorts can get liquidated just like longs. It's never just one side or the other. It's always both together. The thing that we understand is Rule 45. As crypto technical analysts, we've done the study, we've gained the knowledge, we understand the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rules that actually play into how crypto moves. Rule 45, no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. We know Bitcoin is coming down, so that's why it's always important for us to be ahead of any particular price movements. As professionals, we need to make in advance probabilistic choices in 3 directions. What will you do if your cryptos go up, go down, or go sideways? If you're only considering one perspective, the other 2 will catch you off guard and give you a lot of sleepless nights. One thing to always bear in mind is Bitcoin's gravity. I've just drawn it out here on these top 8 cryptos. You don't want to spread yourself too thinly either. Going for very far away from the top cryptos and expecting 1,000 to 1 gains is not really healthy. What you really need to do is to understand how the crypto market works, create consistent profitability, and then you can just scale. Don't worry about hitting the jackpot. That jackpot is not there for you. That's there for someone else. And if people are talking about it, they're just not being realistic with you. Bitcoin literally has a gravity, and we can see Ethereum moving fairly much with Bitcoin's gravity at the moment. This blue line is Bitcoin's price action. I call it Bitcoin's fingerprint. And you can see how Bitcoin's fingerprint plays out on Binance Coin, XRP. Many people think that Bitcoin is completely independent of their beloved alts. It is not. And it's really important to understand how gravity plays. We can see ADA, poor old ADA. ADA has been suffering horrendously. It's been moving down with Bitcoin's gravity, but moving down much, much more than what Bitcoin does. The thing with gravity, when ADA, Cardano, starts to make its upward progression, I would expect the gravity to kick in to normalize it back. You could call it mean reversion. We look at Solana. Solana has been hit very badly too. AVAX is following Bitcoin's gravity, but we've seen a bit of weakness recently, just in this particular sell-off, just recently. Luna has been doing really, really well, but no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. And we know that these very sharp price upticks are unsustainable. Just as exactly as these downward price momentums are also unsustainable. Sharp angles reflect. Please bear that in mind. In the crypto market, it's really vital to pick out strength. Crypto technical analysts have a very specific way of doing this. These are just 8 projects that I think I wanted to put across your radar. Luna has been behaving with enormous amounts of strength. Syscoin has also, that's SYS. AVAX has a lot of strength at the moment, and Gala. Sand as well as Solana, NEAR and ILV. These could be really, really good to keep your eye on. When they're strong, what actually happens is when we get an upwards movement in Bitcoin, so the Bitcoin gravity kicks into the positive direction, these particular cryptos can tend to move up quite strongly. Just bear that in mind. But we always have to exercise caution because it always goes the other way. The negative gravity of Bitcoin can drag these alts down. That's why we never go all in and more. We seek to buy at support levels down, and we don't rush. We have patience. Crypto technical analysts know that what they do is a profession. It's just like being a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, a computer scientist. It is a profession, and a very, very well-paid one if you know the rules and the laws. Just as doctors, lawyers, professionals, engineers, accountants, they spend years and years studying. It's the same thing for crypto technical analysts. They have to put in the hard work, but it's worth it because of Rule 74. Technicals, actual price action, beat fundamentals. This is really important to understand. A lot of investors just go all in and more when they hear the incredible promise of certain projects. The problem is many projects are manipulated, and the other thing is the fundamentals are a promise, but the technicals are the reality. Reality always beats fantasy. But of course, fundamentals are really important. If a project has very, very strong fundamentals, it will come down less than other projects. And you sometimes see an override. Fundamental data can be released and actually gain investor attention. That's why we're always tracking price momentum. If you would like to become a crypto technical analyst, please come across to www.cryptotechnicalanalysis.org and have a look at the masterclass. This is the gateway. It's a premium Rolls-Royce level masterclass on crypto technical analysis using a specific method designed specifically for crypto, and it actually is backward compatible. It replaces candlestick charting. In Forex and the stock market, it does a wide range of really cool things. And the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass is very, very extensive. It arms you and equips you with all the information that you need to understand how to actually buy and sell and how to do things in a very practical manner. and live content is always added to the masterclass as well. If you would like to understand how others have found the masterclass, just go across to the testimonials section and you can scroll down and see all the feedback from various students and how they've found the masterclass. That could be very good to look at. One critical thing, whenever you look at your beloved alts, always have a three-way strategy in play in your mind. What will you do if the price comes down, goes flat, or goes up? Having the answers to that question will really assist you to sleep well at night, and getting rid of crypto stress is incredibly important. The only real way to get rid of crypto stress is to know what you're doing. And getting out of the panic and the blame zone, which are the addictions to certainty, getting into the probability zones, the patience and rule zone where you can make money. Having all the rules on how to do that is really important, but there is nothing more important than keeping the money you make. And combined with that, having a positive excellence life trend, one of integrity, decency, kindness, strength, and boundaries. I hope you found this content useful. Please consider sharing and liking this video and subscribing if you haven't already. Thank you very much to our moderators for keeping our community safe from scammers, and to the CTKS ambassadors for mentoring masterclass students. And of course, a very big thank you to you for watching and being part of our global KS family. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. I've left helpful links in the description of this video, such as the link to the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass. Please seek out an ambassador to get 80% off. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care, and see you next time. Bye for now.